we're currently with the Wagga election that's just coming up. So the upcoming state election. So I'm pretty sure the independent candidate Joe McGurr is still holding that seat. He's the 6th MP of Wagga. But so when we look at the other candidates, we got Nationals candidate Michael McCormack. I don't know if that other female Nationals candidate is still a part of this.
Power, no, she's just volunteering for them. She's
So Michael McCormack, I think we got Ray Goodglass for the Greens.
No.
No, he was there on the first day I saw.
He's a volunteer. It's a state election, so states Ray and stuff. But I think even Ray could go for upper, but they've chosen another candidate, I believe, for the Greens.
Dan Haynes.
No.
I saw him there.
He'll be volunteering as well. Yeah, same party, man. But just different positioning.
What about Julia Ham?
No, there's no Liberals.
No Liberals.
Oh, well, Nationals, pretty much the same. So a vote for a Liberal is a vote for a National.
Because I heard somewhere that she was running again, even though the massive loss she had last year.
She'll probably try next state election. Maybe we'll see.
There was also a One Nation candidate. Do you know her name?
No, but I know that I haven't seen any volunteers for them. I've seen a couple of signs, but apparently they're going to have someone here. Between now and when the election finishes.
Alright, so the candidate that we're currently helping is Richard Foley for the United Australia Party, and only recently Clive Palmer visited Wagga to campaign. It was certainly interesting meeting Clive. He's very dedicated, but it's still early and things will be heating up soon. And we'll be out campaigning for Richard Foley, which I hope wins this seat.
United Australia Party, yeah.
Alright, so we'll just touch down on the... who do you think will win, actually?
I believe the way it currently is, we don't have any other independents. There's only Greens, Nationals, Labor, Clive Palmer, United Australia Party, and apparently One Nation. How I can see it is that I don't know. That a lot of people say that the Conservative parties will preference the Liberals, which they are in many places. But with the Nationals, I don't know. I think it will probably be the same thing anyway, but it might not. It's just a matter of who preferences who. But my honest opinion, I think who will win would probably be between the Nationals or Labor, but I also think that Clive has a good chance. Richard has a good chance.
Yes, definitely I agree. Let's touch down on this federal election, which will be on the 18th of May. Things are heating up on that one, especially. Scott Morrison's just been recently egged. But before we get into that, the latest hit job that was done on One Nation by Al Jazeera, that documentary, which is affecting them a fair bit. So Scott Morrison came out saying he will be preferencing Labor and the Greens over One Nation. Now, we already know that one of the major parties already have the seat secure. Preferences from the Conservative Party will only solidify Liberals' reign and failure to join minor parties together. And Morrison's latest flip-flops have only steered his leanings for Labor, and the Morrison government came out saying they will put people in jail for 5 years for online trolling. Despite these attacks on One Nation, they have gained more popularity, and people are sick and tired of politicians' virtue signalling and this political correctness, constant crap. We see constant attacks by left-wing activists on everything, speaking events, news articles, conservative journalists, like Andrew Bolt. He's recently having a little bit of a war with Richard DeNatale. But so while we're out campaigning, but this political correctness has gone too far, and that's it. That's what they use it for. It's their greatest tool is to use this political correctness. Like Bill Shorten, You know, he's the biggest fan of it. Bill Shorten's just the biggest liar. And his great economic scheme could wipe 264 billion from the economy and kill off 167,000 jobs, as said by Brian Fisher. Also, the absurd Safe Schools program they're pushing for now. And this is just a whole different kettle of fish, and I urge anyone to research for themselves. But it's frightening how far they are pushing for this equality has gotten. It's a mind state that is setting us up for complete state control. In the UK, 5-year-olds will be forced to learn about gay and trans studies. A father in Canada was found guilty for family violence. And get this, for calling his trans daughter a she. So this mind state is highly contagious and is spreading all through Western society. People virtue signaling. The state just want to control our children, and they don't seem to see it that way. What do you think?
Well, that's just the definitive example of ideological political extremism. Is that extremism isn't necessarily defined as being a far-left communist or a far-right white supremacist or a national socialist Nazi, even though some people right at this point would think the Nazis were left-wing, well, economically left-wing, but their social policies were more right-wingers. I don't see nationalism really being a focus on the left wing of the Overton window. In addition to that, another thing that pisses me off is how, with the scandal with One Nation, is that the media try to play this whole like expectation that people in political office just must be moral Puritans and pathological altruists, and that they are incapable of having any form of moral corruption or doing any wrong or anything like that. And the realistic, like getting into politics with a passion, a goal, and you want to preserve and you want to increase yourself in the hierarchy in order to have a better chance of implementing your values. Realize it's a battle arena. People you can't just expect every single person in a position of power to be perfectly honest, because one, it just doesn't work that way. Leaders all throughout history who have been perfectly honest and telling everything how it is. Most people don't want the honesty. That most people want the honesty that fits their narrative. To come out and say cigarettes are killing us, we should get rid of cigarettes because the tobacco companies are making billions of dollars of the deaths of tens to hundreds of thousands of people every year. And it's like people are like, oh, that's my right to smoke. You're a dictator or and whatever, this and that. It's like it's better for them, but they don't want to hear that because that's their pleasure. That's what they like. They don't want to hear what's better for them. They want to enjoy to continue to bask in these self-indulgent kind of forms of lifestyle. And yeah, the reality is any politician who pretends to be pure and it's like Scott Morrison in the debate last night. Shorten said something about tactics, and Morrison's like, oh no, politics isn't about tactics, it's about standing for what you believe in. And I was like, that's the most bullshit. That was a tactic itself. It's just the most, trying to play oh no, I'm so honest and pure. Politics is not about tactics, it's about standing up for what you believe in, man. And it's just no, he's lying to himself and he's lying to but just trying to play this humble kind of good understanding card. It's bullshit. Absolute bullshit.
Yeah, this virtue signaling's fucking destroying society. Green supporters, just a classic example of people that don't know what they're doing and they're walking in thinking they know what they're doing. Oh, Greens and Labor, yep, that's my pick. And, just because you hear it from the mainstream media, doesn't mean that, that the others are wrong. But...
well, in regards to political correctness, you ask someone on the far left, can political correctness go too far? They either won't answer you or they'll deny it. It's like any ideological doctrine can go too far. You can't just pick and choose and say, oh, an ideological doctrine is absolutely just absolutely invulnerable to being translated or corrupted in any way by the human condition which exists in humanity, because it's relative. Some people might think, oh, political correctness doesn't go too far or anything, but are they the one who, in their minds, they're setting, what rules are they setting? What boundaries are they setting? They're not. and they